It's the Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia, with your host, Bob Snap.
Hi guys, and welcome to Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia. Took me a second there. Today's video is on Don Knotts and how apparently Gomer wasn't the only noisy guest. Don Knotts was too. In the fourth season of the Andy Griffith Show, Gomer Pyle wound up being welcome to stay as long as he liked the Sheriff Taylor's home for an episode called Gomer the House Guest. The episode paints Gomer as a loud and intrusive house guest, kind of prolonged visitor who likely do stuff like run a vacuum or welcome company at all hours. On the Andy Griffith Show, it wasn't all that uncommon for Griffith to have a castmate as his house guest. And as author Daniel Devise writes in the book Andy and Don, The Making of a Friendship and Classic American TV Show, it was more likely to be Don Knotts camping out in the guest room. Knotts became a frequent house guest of his closest friends throughout his life, whether he was crashing at Andy Griffith's anytime filming kept him from home, or bunking up at his childhood best friend's house in Morgantown when he visited his mother in West Virginia. The story goes that when Knotts first found fame on the Andy Griffith Show, the first thing he wanted to do was buy his mother Elsie a new house. He finally got the opportunity after he made the movie The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. When Knotts asked his mother where she wanted to live, she was certain she could live nowhere but their hometown. Together they found the perfect house, and Knotts paid $10,500 to move his mom on up in her own modest way. Because his mom stuck around Morgantown and because they remained extremely close, Knotts returned to his hometown throughout his life to visit his mom, usually in the summertime. According to Devise, though, Knotts preferred to stay with his old school friend Jarvie Eldred on these visits, rather than intrude on his mom's quiet house. That way the old pals could spend time together too, and Knotts wouldn't disrupt his mom if any of his other friends decided to drop by. These fun-loving friends were much more welcome in Jarvie's living room. From the sound of it, Knotts was just as loud a guest as Gomer was on the Andy Griffith Show, but it seems that Jarvie didn't mind. Sometimes when Knotts came to town, they'd go out for hot dogs like the good old days when they were boys and things were simpler. In his book, Devise said there were plenty of times when Don's mom, Elise, would make a trip out to see him too. During those visits, Elsie would stay with Don and his wife, Kay, but she never quite got accustomed to what she viewed as their high society living in a fancy house with fancy friends. As uncomfortable being her son's overly quiet house guest as Don would have been bringing his loud lifestyle into her living room, it said that Elsie would choose to eat in the kitchen with the housekeeper rather than meet Don's famous friends at the dinner table. On the Andy Griffith Show, Gomer is depicted as a bad house guest because he runs on his own schedule. Although this episode centers on neighbors, now we know the premise struck home for Knotts and his family. Whether you're a loud or quiet type, it's not easy feeling out of sync with the routines of regular home life, whatever that looks like. The first thing that always sparked me about this, and I know I'm a mama's boy, I guess, is I couldn't go just the summer and see my mom. I have a real issue with that. I'm like, I go see my mom dang near every day. And if I don't, I call. Maybe that's just me, but I mean, she's like 91 years old now too, but I've always done it. So, I mean, it's not her age. And I live real close to her. I mean, we kind of live in a little circle. It's a very small town, but it just seems weird to me. I don't know. I know he was a busy guy and all, but you know, it's your mother. Come on. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, guys. Please don't forget about Classic Real Comedy, Facts, and Trivia. It's on Green Acres and how Arnold the Pig was the first pig that Eva Gabor ever met. Please subscribe. Please like this video. You guys have a great day. God bless you. And I'll be praying for you.